Hi guys, welcome to another EKO Customs video. Big thanks. I'm guessing if you've watched this, you've gone out and bought one of our new ZOXNA suppressors for the ZOXNA impact grenade that we've got here. And this is going to show you how to install it, take it out and give it a quick maintenance as well. Okay, so if we have a look at the actual grenade that we've got, it should come something like this in a packet with some instructions and the grenade. Don't need them. I'm going to explain how that's going to go on today. That is the suppressor. It's not very much, I know, but it's taken an awful lot of development to make sure that it's a drop-in fit into this grenade. Basically, the way these grenades work is a little bit back to front compared to most BFGs. You have to remove this plug here from one end, which is actually your firing pin. If you look at that tiny little spike sticking out, that is your firing pin. Okay, and what it's designed is that you take a 9mm blank that you place in there with the primer face pointing up. You then screw in your firing pin that rests against the primer face, and then when you pull the pin, it allows these two halves, these hemispheres, to move back and forth like so. Okay, which then forces, when you throw this, forces the two together, and the firing pin then connects with the primer cartridge at the back and detonates the blank. And the exhaust vents are here on the bottom of the grenade. Okay, so what we have done is we've designed something that's just a drop-in unit that doesn't need any modification to the grenade. And what you do is once it's gone off, you make sure you reset it while putting the pin in. Unscrew this. Okay. You take your suppressor. You have on one end a small aperture hole, and the other end the larger primer hole. You put a 209 primer in there. You then drop that in so that the primer is facing up. That should fit in the hole. There we go, like so. You then screw in your firing pin. And then that is a ready to use grenade. Pull the pin and throw it, and that should go off. These can be quite temperamental though, okay, and that's not down to our suppressor, that's down to the way these are designed. If when you throw this, it just so happens to land perfectly on its side, like so, there's obviously no compression force going on there, and it can fail to detonate sometimes. This can also happen if it lands slightly to one side. Okay, to get a good detonation, it needs to land sort of within a quarter of a revolution like that, within that sort of angle there, so that these two sides can get forced together and create a good detonation. Okay, so don't be alarmed if it doesn't go off sometimes. Unfortunately, that's down to the grenade, not the suppressor. But if you've been using it with 9mm blanks, you should also know that as well. Okay, and then every time you want to reload or you want to take it out to maintain it, you just do the reverse. Unscrew the firing pin. The grenade should fall out, the suppressor should fall out. You then tip out your blank and then put a new one in, and it's ready to go. Okay, the way we recommend to clean these is dead simple. Okay, either soak it in a bit of gun cleaner or boil it in some dish soap water. Make sure you use an old pan so you don't knacker a nice new one, and then just get some cotton buds like these, spray a bit of oil and stuff, non-flammables. Make sure it's not flammable, very important. Okay, or if you are going to use solvents that are flammable, make sure you give it a thorough wash, make sure they're all out. Do not put it back in the grenade with any flammables in the bottom, obviously, because as soon as you detonate it, it will detonate properly and you'll be in big trouble. So you can just see how much crud is coming out of this, and this has only been used a handful of times. Because the aperture is so small to actually fit in the grenade, you have to keep an eye on the small hole at the bottom and make sure it's clear a lot more often. definitely sort of every time, once you take it out, just give it a quick look. If you can see all the way through, perfect. Refer to the instruction manual for how often you need to clean it. I think it's every 10 times or every 15 times, something like that, but you should be able to judge every so often how long you can leave it between cleans, but you've got to make sure that hole stays clear. The more it fills up with gunk and stuff on the inside, the worse the suppression will get and the louder it will become, which could be a problem, because I'm guessing if you're using this, you would a noise restricted site. Make sure that you clean it out regularly, okay? Otherwise it can do for this and can do for your grenade, okay? And that is basically it, guys. So thank you again for watching the video and have fun.